Bonjour. We are in this area where this sign is in most yards or something similar. There are a couple other similar ones. I think my favorite line is the science is real line, considering what social justice warriors have put us through regarding what is real and what is not real. So yeah, this is the neighborhood that was taken over. Yeah, the Oregon Farms is to me significant. If you can't grow a carrot in your backyard, in looking at further reading, Oregon has now taken over the entire water supply. So if it rains on your yard and there's a puddle, that puddle now belongs to the U.S., whatever, to the People's Republic of Oregon, And again, we are in the land of where they have signs. There are some amazing signs downtown in front of some businesses that say, we're this, we're that. You can't come in unless you're that. And it's weird, as if they're expecting the utter worst of people, right? That they have to put up a sign, no this, no that. It's just a very strange outlook upon life, and kind of bossy or something. It's just very odd. So I'm wondering, I don't have to wonder, we know, in looking at that newspaper article, that is the only place. Talk about Silent Spring, which was an incredible book written about pesticide use, and there's a new pesticide out. Here I thought we were phasing them out. There's a new extremely terrible one called, I think, chloroquine. And I only have seen one video about it. It's weird how everything is just, wow. And it's a Biden regime. So it's interesting how they like to spit out this, we care about the groundwater of Oregon. Rains all the time in that part of Oregon. And even in places where it doesn't rain, you can have incredible farms and gardens and things. We've seen what happened. Do I mention the name Israel, right? I don't want to drive people crazy, but there was someone there who invented what that really cool, it's like a narrow sort of hose that has little holes in it, like every few feet. And it's a great tool for gardening in the desert. And not only do you not waste water, but you don't get any weeds, because everything is just going straight to that seed. It's like this really wonderful specific gardening technique. There's a lot of biodynamic farmers there. It's interesting. I'm sure there is farming that's bad, or whatever. But it's just weird to just say, not we're shutting down, so-and-so's got a hog farm, that's coming up the river. I'm sure there's individual things that can be odd, but just to do a blanket thing and then to be just so scary as to say, we're gonna find your farm on satellite, just these scary feds. Oregon was really key in the late 60s, the early 70s with the Back to the Landers, right? You had all the runaways that went to San Francisco and got dosed with LSD by Jolly West and everything. And those who survived all the nonsense realized it was time to escape. And you had really the second revival of the Oregon dream, right? The first being the Oregon Trail, that was what you were supposed to do. Go to Oregon, find a little farm. I'm shocked I didn't stay there after that summer because it was so magical. And there was like a little farm for sale in this area called Sunny Valley. And oh my God, there were so many weird biosystems in that. I don't know if you saw the topography yesterday, but it would be sort of like deserty on one hill and then really thick with forest on another. And I remember like the town of Merlin was like gray and rainy all the time, and yet Sunny Valley was always sunny. And so we met people who were those hippies from the 70s. There was one guy that looked exactly like Timothy Leary in a bakery outside of Merlin, and it was a total hippie bakery, and he was wearing, a crown of daisies in his hair. It really was the kind of the ideal thing, the Oregon dream, if you really wanted to amp your life up and really go for it. And there were these beautiful little, small farm communes that were just exquisite. So it's just such a weird thing that it's happening and that it's not really being reported. I know in Europe the farmers are going, out there and protesting. I don't know if we're in a more clamped down zone or if we're just too brain dead to even know how to protect ourselves. I don't know if too many people were targeted who did have a handle on things. That's what Doc always says. He's always like, the people that were really great in certain like anti-nuclear stuff or, stuff that was really good were just, suddenly, suddenly not there. Suddenly the departed, from this earth. And yes, you'll see there's a lot of these cones around. Remember, what we're walking on is on top of a parking garage. So it's this kind of interesting, hi there, good morning, sort of fakeish thing that does collapse every now and again completely. So it's sort of funny. And it's interesting that I don't know, it's just creepy that they were able to shut down small farms without even a huge fight. When I was Googling, it looked like there were some small dairy farmers trying to fight back, but it just looked like everyone rolled over and played dead. And, they moved in a real group of fools. Oregon used to be a really bright place, a bright spot. I told you about living up on Cow Creek Road one summer, and then another year I went there after sort of New York and more urban places, even London, and it looked so clean. I just remember like, how can anywhere be so clean as Oregon? This place is too perfect. Do these people, they're living in almost like Teletubby land where everything was perfect. And, it sure got targeted, didn't it? And then slowly people from the Evergreen State College started to move down there. It was cheaper. Do you see in the distance construction to build another useless building to fill with shirkers who are going to do God knows what? Wow, so it's weird. I mean, I was upset about that little corner that we walk by and cry about, and now it's just like, what are they going to put on those Oregon farms they're so concerned about as they go and build these weird buildings and just tax the holy heck out of everyone? What's going to be in place of those farms? I doubt if they're just going to sort of let it go back to nature, right? Are they just going to bring in these giant Chinese conglomerates to just... It's interesting how they wanted to get rid of small farms, right? Not all farms. Like, it's the small farms that are bad. It's those people that go to the farmer's market, as opposed to, what about these large agribiz farms? Aren't they the ones we should be worried about? And what happened? What happened to liberals? I thought that they were the ones that distrusted the government. And now we really have that deep Chinese control. And Olympia Chud, I gotta do better because the last two vids I did have yellow limiteds on them. And I'm like, what? Like, one of them I was just walking around talking. It's like, you're kidding me, right? Like, I didn't even have anything, sensational or, a picture from a movie or something like that. So that's very interesting. AI has no sense of humor. I think I just put like reptilian in the title and now they've got this bar. So not meaning to bellyache, but yes, meaning to bellyache. What on earth is going on? What are your opinions about small farms being shut down and that it's absolutely, there's nothing being said? You shall eat the bugs. You shall eat the bugs. And they're going to just probably build a bunch of stuff like this that's going to protect the groundwater, right? They're probably, what on earth are their plans? Lord Jesus, may God help us. And it's just creepy that she would even be allowed to take, that Kate Brown would even be allowed to take such a creepy donation from George Soros. I mean, there should be like a lawsuit there. It's pretty weird to be on the take in that low of a fashion. I looked up Soros like as a joke. I just was like, I'm going to type in Soros Oregon, and then it showed up and no one is talking about it. We've got to he's taken over in a big way. I think everyone's known for a while, but wow, here we are in Soulless Central, and we are signing off, my loves, signing off. Much love.